Happy almost New Year to y'all. What's going on? Not the real Will Smith and another For Your Mother. Today we're here with Venom, my 2012 Kia Forte EX trim with 337 miles and damn, we're gonna do that again. 337,351 miles. Can y'all believe that? Y'all probably wondering why I'm in the car wash right now, because we're in upstate New York and it's cold and all our car washes upstate are heated. Let me tell y'all, see the ground is dry, but outside is wet. So I don't gotta worry about being cold. I can make as much content as I need. And these garages are actually big enough to fit 2 cars in there, like back to back. So I got multiple space. But anyways, I wanted to make this video. Happy almost 2024 to you guys, by the way. Today is the 27th, because it's after 12. And I wanted to explain all the things that I do not like about my 2012 Kia Forte. So obviously with mileage that this vehicle has, it's gonna be typical wear and tear things. But then there's just some things that I just don't like, and I think that just comes with the fit and finish of the vehicle. The vehicle itself is kind of like a base Kia. I don't think there's anything under the Forte besides the Kia Rio, so I think that's one step up. But the EX trim is kind of like a base trim. You can get the SX trim with the bigger engine, with the leather seats and things like that. But for the most part, I believe that this vehicle is pretty stock. I had bought it last year, August, with about 280,000 miles, and it's been very reliable. Don't get me wrong, it's been very reliable. I put a lot of miles on it going from New York down south to North Carolina where my family's at, and I haven't had any major issues. Typical wear and tear things, alternator, that went out, but it's a given with the mileage, batteries, tires, brakes and stuff like that, right? But it's like some aftermarket things that I've done to it, and some things I just don't like. So we about to get into it. First things first, the car was repainted, so don't mind what it looks like. I have not buffed or polished it. I just rinsed it off. I have a subscription because we're in New York and we get this salt crap sand mixture, and I don't want it to rust. Thank God I don't have any rust. I recently just resprayed the the Steelies, because I did start to see some rust, sanded them down, put a fresh coat of paint on them to protect them through the next winter. And then probably in the springtime, I will add hubcaps on there, black it out. Had to get the car re-inspected, so if you guys are OGs from the channel, you guys know that the car is tinted 15%, which is this. But I thought that I had to take it to get inspected, which I didn't. I just had to renew the tags, so I could have left the tint on. I do have my 15% right here. You guys can kind of see the difference. It's pretty dark, man. It's pretty dark. But yeah, all right. So the first thing that I do not like about Kia Forte from the outside is the fit and finish of the panels. It doesn't matter how good you do it. I got in an accident last year, so obviously you can tell the difference. They replaced this fender right here. They replaced the bumper right here. The bumper is so fragile that it is prone to cracking from the factory. So what I recommend you guys do is just get an aftermarket bumper. They're actually better than the stock ones. I had hit something going down to North Carolina last week. I only had this bumper on here probably a couple of months, 5 months maybe, and I tapped it, guys. I wasn't flying, I didn't run into anything. As you guys can tell, there's no marks here. I tapped it, and it had went underneath here, some weird item, I don't remember what it was. Went underneath here, scratched it up, which I was like, okay, I can buff this out, right? Like, this is not an issue. But it cracked right here, you know? And this is straight plastic, man. It's terrible, man. I don't like that. The only good thing about this bumper is obviously if it's plastic, it's not gonna rust, but other than that, man, I could literally shake this with a finger and I could literally move the whole thing. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera. Sorry, I don't have my tripod. I actually have to go get a new one. So that's one thing. The second thing is actually with the tail lights. It's not the headlights. I do have one headlight that's out, but it's because it's LED. LEDs don't last as long as halogens, so I plan for that. But it's something about the Kia Hyundai era, 2012, maybe just 2015, where either this light bulb halogen will go out or this light bulb will go out. And it looks dim, but I promise you this is as bright as it's gonna get, even with the little tint that I have on here that looks like crap. I redid this one because this one went out, and then I had to replace this whole unit, this whole piece here, because it melted. If you guys look at my previous videos, when I did Gabriella, we had actually worked on this together. So once I replaced it, I haven't had any other issues, but these light bulbs run hot in these vehicles for some reason. And they burn the housing that the bulb sits in, and because of that, it eventually it stops working for some reason. I don't know why. It just does. But yeah. The other thing that I don't like personally about this vehicle, which is like a maintenance item, I can't show you guys because it's under the vehicle, is the crankshaft position sensor. These Kias, typically their crankshaft position sensors fail. And it just helps with like the shifting and things like that. If your crankshaft position sensor isn't working, obviously the check engine light will come on. The car will run as if it's on 3 cylinders. Like, it'll run kind of rough. And it's not a terribly hard job to do if you know what you're doing. But the issue is you can't use, or this Kia is weird, you cannot use an aftermarket part to replace that crankshaft position sensor. I had to go to actual Kia dealership, and I spent $220. This is 2023. $220 for that sensor, which is about probably 2 of my hands length worth long. Connects right above the engine, goes underneath, plugs in. And the reason why is because oil hits it, and it's just really picky. The other thing I realized that's a maintenance item on these vehicles, I upgraded the brakes, so I have actually drilled and slotted rotors. I don't know if you guys can really see in there. You kind of can see the slot right there. You guys can see the drills and slots right there. Replaced the rotors. I replaced the calipers. I replaced the pads, like brand new front and back. On my old cars, I was able to put just the brake pads on there. I didn't have to put the little metal pieces on there. I'll actually put a picture. I actually put a picture of what I mean. It kind of holds the brake pad in place once you place it in there. And every new set of brake pads, you get those little metal pieces. I don't remember what they are. But this Kia did not like me using like mid-grade brake pads. Like, I had to use ceramic pads with the drilled and slotted rotors. And that might just be that type of rotor that requires those. But it squeaks so bad. Brand new pads. And I'm like, what's going on? I had to take the old metal clamps off. It went away for a little bit, but it came back. So if you are replacing your brake pads, make sure that you guys use ceramic pads. Always, doesn't matter. Always use ceramic pads, and also use those little metal clamp thingies. I cannot think of it right now. Another thing I don't like is these like turn signals. I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna show you. They look so dull. These are the stock ones that come with the car. I didn't do anything extra. They just look so dull. By the way, my lights in the front are aftermarket, so I'll explain that in a second. So, from the side, like, it's just me nitpicking. I feel like they should be brighter. They are LEDs, but I feel like they should be as bright as these. You see, these are overtaking those, you know? And in the daytime, they don't really look like they're blinking so bright. I don't know what it is. I feel like the light is here and probably right here. Maybe that's what it is. I don't like it. Don't like it. Don't like it. That's a nitpicky thing. I don't like what the bottom turn signals are either. Again, nitpicky thing. But the turn signals never failed me. It's always been the regular kind of lights. What else with this vehicle? Besides that, exterior wise, everything is fine. I don't mind. Anything else. Like I said, has miles on it, which is fine. It's all good. Oh yes, one more thing. When I did have to get the alternator replaced, The alternator is in a terrible position. I'm about to show you guys. Terrible, terrible, terrible spot. And this car's engine bay is so small that everything is pretty compact. I just don't personally like it. On my old car, my Corolla, it was right on the top like most 4-cylinder alternators are, and I'm able to replace it. The alternator is down in there, guys. It's down in there. Let me turn my flash on for you guys. All right. So you can see it. You can see it down in there now. The alternator is right there, and in order to take this out, you got to either take the radiator's coolant, what do you call this, expansion tank out, or you can pull a line out, or you can just leave it there and try to pull this out that way and make it come up this way. But you still have to take some of the air filter housing off to bring it up. I personally was not about to do that, so I had paid labor to get it done. I just bought a remanufactured one, and I've been good ever since. Again, for 337,000 miles, the engine is running fine. Still original engine, original transmission. I keep up my oil changes every 5,000 miles on the dot. Full synthetic 5W20, but because I have a slight oil leak, I use 5W30 to kind of slow it down. It's a little thicker. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else. Yeah, I haven't had really any major issues. I've just did a lot of preventative maintenance on this vehicle. It also, it does eat oil. Not oil, it eats coolant for some reason. But yeah, we're about to go on the inside. All right, yeah. So we're in the inside. Obviously, these are seat covers. These are not stock colors. Kia did not make any red seat covers for this model year that are standard. But they're cloth seat covers. The actual cloth seats that this car have, they're terrible in the sense that they can get destroyed pretty easily. They're like this cheap fabric. They get stained. Previous owner I bought this vehicle from had kids, and obviously, which is fine, but I took it to a detailer, professional detailer, twice, and they got it much better, but it did not fully get out the stains. And if they told me if they were to kind of go more in depth, it would rip the fabric because the fabric was so fragile due to its age. So I understand that. The other thing that I don't like in here is fit and finish of like these side panels. Don't mind that, that's very old. I replaced the oil already. I actually got 3,000 more miles. It's a fit and finish. So when I actually installed my camera here, I didn't say anything, camera. I had to run the lines kind of through here, down through here, right to the back, because I have a rear camera too for dash cam. And the clamps in here where the airbag is, they don't go in flush. I'm going to take it to my mechanic and let him do it because I'm scared I'm going to bust the airbag and it's going to blow. And I don't want to do that. Same thing with this side. Like, this side is good, but if you go down and you look right here, you can see that it's a little off, right? Like, these panels are so cheap, and once you pop them out, you better know where the holes and stuff are at when you put it back on, or else you'll either break a clamp or you'll crack this entirely. Don't like that. You also, guys, cannot see kind of the stains and stuff. Nothing too crazy. The next thing is the radio here. So all the Kias this model year come with this radio. Nothing terribly wrong with the radio itself. It's the Bluetooth function when you pair your phone. If I just use the Bluetooth function of this by itself without pairing it to my my CarPlay, maybe 3 or 4 times cutting the car on and cutting the car off, the car will say, hey, you have too many devices and your phone can't be paired, or sometimes it'll disconnect me. And most of the time I just have me and my friends, they're in the car with me all the time, listen to music, and it's just, I have 3 people. It'll say that it's full. You have 5 slots. You can pair 5 phones. It'll always tell me that my phone is full, and it can't be paired. And sometimes it will knock me off a priority, which is this P right here, and it'll move it to like either my other two friends. I don't like that. Fit and finish again. That's just mileage. Nothing wrong with that. Fit and finish. See the little trim coming off here. If you look close, it's supposed to be this right here. It gets scratched up so easily. Don't like that. Fuses typically go out, so I always got to replace the fuses on the side of the door right here. It's a cheap fix, but it's kind of annoying. I'm not running anything super high powered. And the other thing I do want to tell you guys, like, really, like, be careful with this. If you upgrade your lights, like I just did LED bulbs, and they are like switchback bulbs from LasFit, which they're amazing. Just be careful with like getting actual like what do you call those lights? They're like high powered LED lights. It's like they're pulling power, and they like directly wire it to the battery. Be careful with that, because it'll pull against your battery, and you don't want to stress out the battery, stress out the alternator or anything like that. That's why I'm kind of hesitant on actually getting full LED lights in the back, and I just went ahead and just tinted the stock housing, because you'll see a difference. Like, everything will start getting dim in here, the fan will start running slower for the AC and stuff like that. And speaking of the AC, that's the next thing. The AC, for some reason, whenever you turn the fan on, it is loud. It is loud. And if your music is not on blast, you're gonna hear it every single time. You probably can't even hear me because I have to speak over like this, because the fan is just so loud. I can hear that thing right there. Right? But other than that, y'all, it's nothing crazy in here. Like I said, it's a very simple car, a very good A to B car. This is my daily driver. I have a Lexus, that's my weekend joint, and I'll probably do a video on that in the future of things I don't like with that, because it's a few things I don't like. Start with the storage, but other than that, I said it's been a great car. For the mileage, I said you're gonna have some deficiencies, right? But every car manufacturer has their positives and negatives, and I don't have really a lot of negatives for this vehicle because it was well taken care of. You keep up with your maintenance, your car can run forever, I promise you. You don't keep up with your car will break down. This car doesn't have any recalls that I've seen, which is a good thing for this model year. I don't know about the newer ones. I don't know about the older ones. I only know about this year vehicle. Like I said, it's been good to me, y'all. So if you guys like this video, make sure that you guys like and subscribe. NTR_Will Smith. We are at 1,497 followers, and I just need 3 more to get to 1,500. So you gotta make sure you help me out with that. Help out with the algorithm. Help out with my bills, because bills is coming up, and I got a car note. So not this one. This one's paid off. And yeah, so y'all be safe out there. It is going on 1 o'clock. It's 12:54. Go home, edit this joint, and pop it out for y'all in a day or so. All right, love y'all. Remember, Happy New Year's almost. Be safe. Don't be drinking and driving. Don't do it. Don't do it. They out here. Them cops are out here. And Christmas already passed. Hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas with your family, loved ones. I love y'all always. Thank y'all. Peace. Falls upon us. I want you to bring